Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. Friends, today we have 3 stories out of the Entitled Parents subreddit. Let's begin. Our first story is posted by tlock360. A wild Karen gets arrested with a felony. Background: I'm a 35-year-old father of 2 boys. I have PTSD due to time overseas and I have physical scars to match the mental ones. I have an incredible wife that knows me and knows what situations I should avoid. My children are amazing, but this story revolves around my youngest son and my service dog. My youngest son, James, has autism, and we share a special bond because some of the things that set him off also put my teeth on edge. I have a service dog, Spike, who's an English bulldog. He's well-trained, lazy, judgmental, and overall uninterested in anything he can't eat. He's also very in tune with James and my emotions and will provide a distraction when we get overwhelmed. Basically, he's like, "Oh, you're stressed? Here, scratch my butt, and you'll feel better and I'll get some attention. It's a win-win." The story. My family recently moved to Texas. Because we live in very close proximity to an amusement park, we got membership. Shout out to the park for being amazing when it comes to special needs. This particular park in Arlington, Texas has a special program for autistic people. They have rooms set aside for them to chill when they get overstimulated so that you can just relax. Go back out, get overstimulated again, and go round and round. With James, we don't have to wait in line. This is a huge thing and the cause of the story. The park has a pass that lets you skip most of the lines, and they charge an arm and a leg to get this pass. However, with this pass, you still end up in a line with hundreds of people that also have this pass. James gets no lines at all. We also get a special pass so we could go through the exit. The worker signs the pass and we go on the ride. On this day, Tom, my oldest, and James wanted to go on the log ride. So we made our way to the exit. I left my wife and Spike in the shade because somebody has to stay with him. Bulldogs and rides don't mix. As we were going to the exit, a woman started screaming at us. I have absolutely no hearing on my right side, thanks to high pressure waves. So I didn't consider it worth turning my head to listen. Now, because we ride this ride almost exclusively, the worker on the ride knows us by name and sight. James even talks to them, which is rare. We go in, show the pass, sit, and ride. This time though, Tabitha, I'll call her Tabitha because Karen gets overused, the woman that was screaming at us as we were walking through and out, made her way to where the speedy pass ends at the ride where the red shirt will check her pass and let her go on her way. She didn't even want to be on the ride. She just wanted to yell at us about us going through the exit and how we were abusing the system. Now, anyone who looks at James would see that he's in a world all of his own and wouldn't be too bit surprised if he was literally reading the future or talking to aliens. He's awesome. The red shirt tries to calm her down. Tom is getting upset because he's a normal 9-year-old and an adult was yelling at him. Very uncool. James is making his excited sound when he's waiting for the log to stop and he can get in. We get in and we float away. We could still hear Tabitha screaming. The ride ends and we exit. We figured we'd never see Tabitha again, but we did. Tabitha appears like the Dark Brotherhood after making the Black Sacrament, an Elder Scrolls reference, hooting and screaming that just because James is the R word doesn't mean he gets extra rights. The screaming causes James to let out a super screech. Now, anyone who knows autism knows that autistic kids have superpowers. In James's case, it's a supersonic, ear-shattering, high-pitched screech that makes your eyes swim and makes you feel like things in your head are moving that shouldn't be. The whole time, Spike was laying on the ground in his froggy position, as bulldogs do, just looking at Tabitha like she was a rabid dog, but not worth getting up for. As we're being screamed at, I see 2 officers approaching from behind Tabitha. I smile, and my smile must have broken Tabitha because she hauls off and kicks Spike. This flips a switch in me because now my family is literally under attack, and I start to react. But before I could make contact, Tabitha is already in the air, being half carried, half dragged away while being cuffed. Now in front of me is a well-dressed and irritated-looking police officer. He told us that he had heard a screech and started heading this way because he thought the ride broke or something bad happened. I take the time to unflip the switch and examine Spike. He's limping and crying. I feel his hip, and his hip feels like it's dislocated. I jokingly ask the officer to walk away and just let me get some. He, of course, says no, but I can also tell that he has a career. He asked what happened, and we explain what happened from A to Z. He asks if Spike is a service dog, and I said yes. He smiles. I'm not in a smiling mood, but it catches me off guard. He explains that in the state of Texas, to intentionally injure a service dog is a felony. By the time park security arrived and issued a trespass order to Tabitha, the officers asked me if I wanted to press charges. I took a look at Spike and looked back, and I said yes. Tabitha and her tiny mouse of a husband start to freak out as Tabitha is loaded onto a golf cart. We hop onto a cart too and leave to go to the vet. The vet fixed Spike up. We went back the next day with Spike in a stroller. No one batted an eye, and everyone loves bulldogs and strollers. I let people pet him, and he's a hoot. The park is an amazing place. I've been contacted by the investigating officer and I've given depositions. I may have to testify, but I'm looking forward to sitting on the bench with Spike in my lap. If you're enjoying the content so far, please put a heart emoji in the comment section down below. Our next story is posted by Warrior White. Anti-vax mother gets an earful from a measles survivor. On mobile, please forgive any errors. Okay, I was in a local chain quilting/crafting store today, and I overheard the greatest pro-vaccine argument ever. Cast. Me, OP, EW, entitled woman, AW, awesome woman, C1, employee 1, fabric cutter, C2, employee 2, cashier/manager. So there I was, amidst the quilting fabric, trying to decide if I should add another yard to my hoard, when I happened to overhear C1 and EW mid-conversation. They were discussing the continued need for masks and the newest wave of infections. C1 asked if EW was going to get the vaccine. EW: oh no, I don't need to put anything unnatural like that in my body. God made my body to naturally defend itself against things like viruses. I'm not getting vaccinated, and my kids certainly will not be getting vaccinated. I won't even let them get the flu vaccines. E1 kept cutting the woman's fabric, but is now noticeably less interested in the conversation. EW just kept preaching on how humans were built with an immune system. Why do we need a vaccine? They give kids autism, and using vaccines are an insult to God's creation, etc. Then an amazing woman rounds the corner. She's probably in her mid-20s, and she's using forearm crutches to get around. You can tell that walking is a bit tricky for her. She listened to EW for a few minutes and then politely interjects, AW, excuse me ma'am, while not getting yourself or your kids vaccinated is your choice, I do ask you to consider others' opinions too. We're in the middle of a public store right now during a pandemic. This is hardly the place or time to be spouting anti-vax drivel. Can you please change the subject? EW: I can talk about whatever I want to. It's not an opinion. There's medical evidence to back me up. It's not just the new vaccine. All vaccines are poison. I'm just trying to warn people. It's not my fault that sheep like you don't like to hear honest opinions. AW: I'm not saying you can't talk about whatever you want. Just some of us came to the store to buy fabric and not listen to stupid propaganda. You've said your bit. No one's interested. Please talk about something else or don't say anything at all. EW: you nasty little brat. Let me guess. Your parents are pro-vaccine and pumped you full of poison when you were a kid. Is that why you're so stupid now? That you think that the COVID vaccine isn't a huge scam? AW: my vaccination status is none of your business, and you are clearly not getting the point. So I'm walking away from this conversation. AW tried walking away. EW blocked her path with her cart. She blocked a woman's mobility aids and wouldn't let her pass. EW got right in AW's face and loudly asked, if vaccines are so good, why aren't you standing up for them? AW: I don't feel like arguing with some random idiot over the importance of herd immunity. EW is yelling pretty loudly now. Lots of people are watching and eavesdropping. Humans have gotten along fine since creation without herd immunity. So what if some of us choose not to put that poison in our body? Who am I going to hurt? AW is clearly at her breaking point. She slams her shopping basket down and holds her canes up to EW's face. Me. You hurt people like me and my mother. My mother found out that she had cancer the same day that she found out she was pregnant with me. She opted to delay her chemo to have me. When I was 5 months old, we both caught measles. Someone like you didn't vaccinate your kid. He caught measles from someone, and then she took him out into public before he started showing symptoms. My mom and I happened to be at at that same store behind him in line, and we both got infected from him. I was too young for the measles vaccine, and my mom was severely immunocompromised from chemotherapy to fight it off. My mom died. She only lived a month after contracting the disease. I survived, but the measles virus got into my brain and caused meningitis. I have seizures and brain swelling. I was hospitalized until I was almost 2. I have permanent brain damage. I can't walk properly, and I have to use these crutches or a wheelchair for the rest of my life because of the damage. So there. You can be an anti-vax idiot all you want, but when you go out in public, you force your choices onto everybody else. People like us. AW shoved EW's cart aside and stormed off best she could. C2 came out of nowhere and grabbed her handbasket of goodies and chased after her. I saw her later helping AW at checkout. The EW was completely silent. She grabbed her cloth and scurried off. Some of the other customers started clapping and some just walked off. I was in awe of everything she said. The best pro-vaccine argument I've ever heard. The EW came to the store for sewing supplies, but hopefully she left with a new opinion on the importance of vaccines. Stay safe, everyone. TLDR. Anti-vaxxer mom gets told off by a woman who lost her mother and has permanent disabilities after surviving measles. Our final story is posted by Albany Guy, 1973. Entitled Mom Demands I Hand Over My Hoodie. I was picking up some bread and milk at my local grocery store this morning when this happened. I was standing in the produce aisle when a mom with her young teenage daughter approached me. Excuse me, where did you get that red hoodie? It's a large red hoodie with Mickey Mouse embroidered on the back and a rough sketch surrounding it. On the front is another emblem of the character and the name Mickey embroidered across my chest. Me. I got it at EM. Can you just give it to my daughter? She loves Mickey Mouse. Me. It's not for sale. EM. I don't want to buy it. You should just give it to her. She really loves Mickey. It would mean the world to her. Me. Lady, I got it at Disney World on my 40th birthday. It was a gift from my wife. EM. You're over 40? Then you shouldn't be wearing cartoons. Give it to her. I shook my head and started to walk away when she grabbed my sleeve and yelled, "Thief!" at the top of her lungs. The grocery manager hurried over. She yelled over me that I had stolen her daughter's hoodie and I was trying to get away. He turned to me and I simply pulled out my phone, and the cover screen picture is of me and my kids, and I'm wearing the red hoodie. She starts screaming that I'm lying and to call the police. The grocery manager looks at her and asks her to leave the store. She eventually did, under loud protest, and said that I'd be sorry. When I checked out from the cashier, I saw the mom and daughter waiting in the parking lot. The store manager, now informed by the grocery manager, also saw them and had me escorted to my car. The strangest part is that she was wearing pretty high-end clothes. I noticed she could simply order the hoodie online. What the hell is wrong with people? I can't even chalk this up to COVID or quarantine-related madness. Disney World's open. Worst case, she could just go there. TLDR. EM demands I give her daughter my Mickey Mouse hoodie and gets tossed out of the store. That's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit post will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my videos, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.